Stop right there, Blue Skull.
Canada.
We haven't had a war before, but I'll bring the first war upon you.
Get out of town.
Hey, Blue Skull.
What?
Hockey season's over. Hey everybody, it's the Fricken Film Critic here, and today I'm going to be reviewing the movie Captain America. Set in 1942, Captain America focuses on young Steve Rogers, or the opposite of me when I was a child. I was very fat. Very determined to enlist in the army, and having attempted to do so over 5 times, he is spotted by German scientist Dr. Abraham Erskine, who thinks Rogers is a perfect candidate for a new project. It's super secret. Being run by the US Army, which will create a new breed of super soldiers in an attempt to not only stop Nazis during this time of war, but also Adolf Hitler's head of weaponry, Red Skull, who's also running an organization hell-bent on using a power not meant to be harnessed by man to take over the world. Nah, totally original. The director of Captain America is Joe Johnston, who directed The Wolfman. Wait, what? Being that Captain America is a period piece, one thing that both the director and cinematographer need to accomplish in order to create a well-made period piece is capture an atmosphere similar to one of that time. A great example would be something like Raiders of the Lost Ark. While Johnston did state that he used Raiders of the Lost Ark as a template for recreating this period piece / adventure-like atmosphere, after a while it started to feel less like he was paying homage and more like blatantly copying it. That's not to say it wasn't cool to see this sort of atmosphere combined with both the sci-fi genre and the Marvel Universe, because I'd be lying if I said that this wasn't awesome to look at. Johnston actually managed to mix quality action with nostalgia, which allowed for the perfect blend of superhero camp. However, as someone who was very picky about whenever movies take the unoriginal route, as well as endings from the book of every movie cliche ever, Captain America was definitely no exception. The movie was structured in the same way pretty much every other superhero movie was structured in the past. The only reason why this movie was slightly worse than the others was that it seemed as if literally every single line of dialogue was a bad pun, with the exception of a few lines from Stanley Tucci and Red Skull. Hey, looky there, it's Captain America! More like Schmack than Schmerica. Oh, you! Jazz music was there because, you know, they were in the 40s. They listened to jazz in the 40s. Despite the original way in which they were able to tell the origin story of Captain America by incorporating it relatively well with history, as far as dialogue goes, it was very shitty. That's not to say that it was that bad all the time, because whenever there wasn't somebody spewing out 1,000 puns per minute, there were some decent conversations going on between some of the central characters, which allowed for me to enjoy their presence not only on screen, but their characters as a whole. Not sure how much actually goes to the writing, and how much goes to how charismatic and likable these actors made their characters seem. Nope, it was the actors. Who, speaking of which, all did a pretty decent job. The Captain himself, played by Chris Evans, gave a very charismatic role, which made for a very likable character, and one that I enjoyed spending my time with while he was just in his costume killing Nazis. American style. America! I think I made that joke already. Speaking of Nazis, Hugo Weaving was pretty decent in this, as well as the infamous Red Skull. He seemed to be taking notes from Christoph Waltz's performance in *Inglourious Basterds*, just not as amazing. And with the face the color of my dick. Despite the fact that the performances were very energetic and entertaining, what really sold me on this movie was the action. Joe Johnston definitely had his brain switched to badass mode whenever he was directing some of the stuff, because whenever there was action on screen, it was badass. So if you're looking for a fun time at the movies where you can sit back and enjoy a decent origin story, Captain America is probably your best bet, and probably the most fun you'll have all summer that's not shut your brain off fun. Fuck you. I give Captain America 3 out of 5 stars. So if you like this review and you want to see more reviews from me, click that little button up there that says subscribe. That'd be pretty cool. Now no, because I'm not just cool. I'm freaking awesome.